It wasn't known at the time, but turns out this .40 caliber Glock handgun recovered during a traffic stop by Maryland State Police in Anne Arundel County in 2015 was part of a much larger conspiracy to funnel guns from one state to another.
The firearm came back to a person who purchased it in the state of Georgia.
Sergeant Frank Lopez runs the State Police Gun Center, which traces guns and background checks people arrested in possession. That Glock was actually one of 25 guns legally purchased by a man in Georgia who then sold them to a man in Maryland. The buyer was Jaleel Wulu, an aspiring rapper known as Trill Castro. The two men were convicted on federal charges of gun trafficking after some of the guns were recovered from other people during criminal investigations.
This gentleman purchased many firearms, and they were turning up, the majority of them, in Prince George's County.
An unusual pattern? Not at all. More times than not, guns seized by police in criminal investigations are coming from someplace other than Maryland.
And I would say approximately 60% statewide of firearms that are seized by Maryland law enforcement are not Maryland guns. That goes up exponentially in places like Baltimore City and Prince George's County.
Maryland has some of the toughest gun laws in the country. Buyers are required to wait 7 days after purchase to actually take possession of a handgun. There is no instant background check, and buyers are limited to one purchase per month. Laws are far more lax in states to the south and west. In West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, background checks are instant, there is no waiting period, and no limit on how many guns you can purchase at once. The disparity between gun laws state by state complicates the effort to reduce gun violence. Currently, an urgent priority in Baltimore, there is no shortage of supply. I mean, how hard is it to find one, to get one, if you need one?
It's not difficult at all.
Shantae Guy runs the Community Mediation Organization in Baltimore.
Not only are those that are involved in intentionally violent activities have quick access to guns. Even those kids that are fearful that if they aren't protecting themselves that they could be another victim, that is easy for them to get guns too.
Earlier this week, the Baltimore City Council opened debate on increasing the penalty for illegal gun possession in Baltimore. Guy's organization is taking on a much harder question. How do you head off people from using a gun to resolve conflict and dispute?
There are a fair amount of folks in our city who have low levels, quite honestly, of emotional intelligence. I would even offer that I'm still working on mine, right? The more folks that we could get involved in this work to help heal rifts and relationships that have been damaged in Baltimore City, the better likelihood we're going to have in significantly reducing the violence in Baltimore City.
To date, just over 1,000 illegal guns have been seized in Baltimore. More than 520 people have been wounded or killed in gun violence. For the 11 News I-Team, I'm Jane Miller.